Even though it's warming up here in the Midwest when it should be cooling down, I am in the mood for some soup. So let's make some broccoli cheddar soup. I was initially planning on adding ham to the soup just to beef it up a little bit, but I ended up changing my mind, so I might maybe make some ham and cheese sliders to go with the soup. For the last few years, I've been choosing to buy just blocks of cheese and shred them at home. It's a pain sometimes to wash the shredder, but the cheese melts so much nicer. With the recipe I have, it calls for half and half, but I'm just going to be doing half milk and half whipping cream, which is what half and half is anyway. Once I grab all my stuff, I head home and start cooking. I have my own recipe book at home where I print off recipes that I like, I add or take away certain things, and then I type it up, print it, and add it to my own little binder. I typically write where I got the original recipe from, that way if I want to reference it later I can, but for this recipe I did not, so I am not sure where the original recipe is from. Although I believe most broccoli cheddar soups are virtually the same. The only difference would probably be some of the measurements. So I'm sauteing an onion, I'm slicing up my cheese, and then I went ahead and got my broccoli ready to go. I do know that the recipe I had called for some shredded carrots, but my husband isn't a fan of carrots in the soup, so I just omit those. After the onions saute for a little bit, we're going to be making a roux, which is some butter and some flour. Let the butter melt completely before you add the flour, and then stir that for just a few minutes. I did make a mistake because I added too much liquid. I added the chicken broth and then I added 2 cups of water and I felt like it just wasn't enough liquid, so I added 2 more cups of water, which I should have just stopped at the first 2 cups. So because of that, my soup didn't get quite as thick, but it tastes really good. I also added a variety of spices, including paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and some red pepper flakes. I did end up adding some chicken bouillon just because I had added so much water. I didn't want to lose that chicken flavor. You're supposed to let that simmer until it thickens up a little bit, but because I added just a little too much liquid, it didn't get quite as thick as I wanted it to, which you could always do like a cornstarch slurry, which will help thicken it up, but I wasn't too worried about it. The broccoli has to cook just for a few minutes, and then at the very end, turn off your heat and then add your shredded cheese, 8 ounces, or however much you want. When I plate it up, I add some more shredded cheese, some bacon bits, and if you wanted to, you could have added ham at the same time that you added your broccoli. This will feed me and my husband for the next few days, including some lunches for work. I hope you guys give it a try.